Another one gone. Another one down. Another one bites the dust. Mm, mm, mm. Another one bites the dust. Jermaine Johnson, my guy, someone who I was hoping to be a Jet for a long time. Somebody who was expecting to be a Jet for a long time, and he was ready to turn this ship around. Well, they turned him around and kicked him out the door. So we will talk about it. And for the first time ever, you will talk about it because call-ins are live, baby. We are live. It is Boy Green meets Wudi.
Can you guys help us get a Jet chant here? Yeah, going.
Oh.
Okay, right, yeah. Come on in.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go!
J-E-T-S, Jet, Jet, Jet! Let's go! J-E-T-S, Jet, Jet, Jet! Let's go! There you go, Wudi!
Third Party Thursday.
Chris joining us here on the program with a capital P here on the program.
Jake Asman, come on down. How you doing, good sir?
Wow, what an intro. I mean, Boy Green is known for having the intro, but Wudi, that was unreal, man. Thanks for the kind words, son.
We are men of many names.
My favorite Austrian Jets fan right there,
Yeah.
baby. Boy Green
Meets Wudi.
You're on mute.
Welcome to another episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. It is your boy James Wudi. We can hear him now, rocking everywhere, right here. It's the boy who became king, none other than Mr. Paul Esden Jr., rocking the BG hat. And yes, Mooj is definitely cooking, baby. We'll see what he's cooking up, you know. Should he be on Chopped? Should he be somewhere else? We gonna find out. Not today, but in due time. They made quite the move today, BG.
That they did. And folks, you know, let me tell you this. First off, an Austrian Jet fan member for 17 months saying Mooj is cooking, just as Wudi pointed that out. Cooking. Wow. Again, hold up, let him cook. Hopefully so. We'll get into the pros, cons, and everything in between. And I see this. What a unique time for this person to become a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. The Tennessee Jet has punched his ticket in. Now, the Tennessee Jet, this is my first time ever seeing you on the channel, so welcome to the Boy Green Coffee Club. It sounds like a perfect day to join with everything going on. And Tennessee Jet, you will appreciate this, and I'll let everyone in the audience know. So me and Wudi are about to break down this trade and talk about the ups, downs, everything. We're going to open up the phone lines. I reached out. I know a bunch of Tennessee Titans people, insiders, reporters, analysts. And when this trade went down, I sent out a couple of texts. Said, hey, you available today? Hey, you available today? Hey, you available today? And I'm like, I don't know if anyone's going to be able to get back to me because like they have their own crap to do on this trade. And I got yes. So I went, well, all right. Well, we're going to do a couple interviews before this, before Boy Green meets Wudi. 2 of those are up for Boy Green Coffee Club members exclusively. The raw interview is up. I got to do some editing and everything after the fact, but the actual conversation is live. There's some other stuff I'll have to do. So the Tennessee Jet and others, after the show is over, you guys can check it out. I had a Tennessee Titans insider on. I had a Tennessee Titans fan and film junkie on. I have a Tennessee Titans reporter coming on after. So 3 interviews are coming up on the Devondre Sweat, Jermaine Johnson trade. Ups, downs, left, right, who won, who lost. What are the Jets getting? All that. And we're going to talk about that with me and Woody's opinions here. So, folks, the content is fluxing here, baby. Here we go. So, hopefully, you guys can check that out. So, the Tennessee Jet, welcome to the show. And you are now a member of the Boy Green Coffee Club, which means you have a raffle ticket to our contest. So, appreciate that. Wudi, I want you to start this off. I know I get name billing, Boy Green meets Wudi. I won that in the divorce. You get the kids every other weekend, but I got Boy Green first and Boy Green meets Wudi. But I want you to go first, sir, because I saw your YouTube short. I saw it on Take Flight Talk. I saw that TFT action where Wudi was huffing and puffing and blew a couple houses down and said, this Jermaine Johnson trade, what in the hell are the New York Jets doing? So, Wudi, please lead us down the path to salvation. Explain what the hell happened here earlier today for Devondre Sweat, straight up player for player with Jermaine Johnson.
Well, shout out to the people currently commenting from Take Flight Talk right now. Yes, the show is live, and that's what we said, right? We getting reactions to news as it comes out. We got the greatest 3 p.m. show of all time right here, and the flagship show, which will definitely, I can promise you now, is taking flight this Saturday. So I'm not gonna lie. As a matter of fact, the co-host, one of the co-hosts of that show, Abby, sent me a text message. I just dropped off my son from school. I said, Jermaine Johnson. The Jets are trading Jermaine Johnson. I nearly broke my phone, man. I was like, what if they traded Jermaine Johnson for Keith Sweat? I was like, yo, what?
Keith Sweat
on God's green earth are they doing? So that is pretty much within 6 minutes of that is when I made, if you see my TikTok, that's when I made the TikTok and the YouTube short, for those of you who have seen the YouTube short. Since then, I found out that Keith Sweat, all right, I'll throw Tavondre, okay, I think he earned Tavondre.
Okay.
As you know with me, you gotta earn your name, right? Homer Simpson, he did become John Simpson. He did. And Keith, he might be Tavondre. I just don't think it's a great practice to trade away players who are so bought in to being great and carrying the current vision the way that Jermaine Johnson was. I personally believe that Jermaine Johnson is the platinum standard for how a player should operate. And when Harrison Phillips was talking about, these players and how they're thinking and, how that the losing can be a detriment, I'm willing to bet my life that Jermaine did not fall into that category. You can tell me. Yeah, bet my life. Yo, if I'm wrong, yo.
Smite me, God. That got dark quick, but all right.
Because you can sell me on Sauce, right? You can sell me on Quinnen feeling that way. I cannot be sold on Jermaine feeling that way. He has said plenty of positive things about this current regime, and just his hustle, his work ethic. We all know it well. I think he, we talked about the edge position. I will say time and time again, he is better than Will McDonald. I thought that he was going to be the foundation, and we added somebody else in the draft with him. Now, where a hole was, we have created a crater because, you just got rid of, one of the two dudes. And we all were agreeing we need more than two dudes.
We do.
Jermaine, we had Will, and every mock, we taking an edge rusher.
We are.
That's what we needed. And now we just created a bigger hole. So definitely still upset about that. But you said I was huffing and puffing. Now, I'm breathing regularly.
Thank God, because God's gift, that's not promised. So blessed be He that you were able to breathe the fine oxygen of this universe, Wudi. By the way, real quick on the Tennessee Jet, he says, I've been here for the past couple months, just officially decided to join. I drive 1.5 hour one way to work. I just turn your show on and drive, LOL. So, no interactions that are happening in the comment section, which, by the way, the Tennessee Jet, I talked to, you may know this being here for the past couple of months. I've got a radio background, so we say this all the time, that the people that call in and comment and interact, we think that's the majority because that's all we hear all the time. But the people that just tune in and never say anything are the majority of your audience. So Tennessee Jet, thank you so much for choosing to join the Boy Green Coffee Club. That's very meaningful. So thank you. And thanks for telling your story. I'm going to have to eventually hear the Tennessee Jet origin story because, again, that's funny that today just happened to be the day that you chimed in on that. I get it from your perspective, Wudi, that you were saying about the personal. That's here with Jermaine. The Jets trading back up to get him, ironically enough, with the Tennessee Titans. They were the team that held the 26th overall pick that they gave to us to have the right to trade for Jermaine. And, man, saw it. I think it was last year. It had to have been on Jermaine hitting Super Bowl Radio Row. He was promoting some random product, but they were asking about the Achilles to come back from it, and he, says some of the lines of like God gives his greatest challenges to his best soldiers, and that I didn't get here to the NFL to only be a one-time Pro Bowler. Like, yeah, okay, I made the Pro Bowl. Who cares? I want to be an All-Pro. I want to be a Super Bowl champion. Like, I love his mentality. I tweeted it back then, and I will say it again. Like, I want 53 Jermaine Johnsons. Now we have 0. But I want 53 Jermaine. I want the people that, have that kind of mentality and that elite warrior thing. But when this trade happened, I was caught off guard. I just had wrapped up another interview this morning. And then I got the dun on the phone. And I went, holy shit. All right, I got to go. Lurch was on with me. He's like, whoa, what happened with the trade? I'm like, I don't have time for analysis, my boy. Get the hell out of here. I'm like, I'll tell you later. Here's the trade. See ya. I got to go. And I just sort of marinated on it and sat on it. Now, this is a trade we talked about on Boy Green Daily a couple weeks ago. We had Dylan Terraman, DT, who's been on with you, TFT, who are having all these nicknames, BG, JW, who knows, whatever else is happening. A lot of letters, and he joined us on the show, and I said, hey, what do you think about this? And it wasn't, I want to make sure I give credit, it wasn't my idea. Will Parkinson said it on social media, and I've seen others talk about the potential of a T'Vondre Sweat move, and that's what inspired me to talk about it on the show. But we saw this sort of idea happening of two guys, scheme-wise, going in different places. And I've seen some of the trade grades that have come out from a variety of people. Here's why I think it's good for the Jets. But again, I understand the personal element of Jermaine because I just said all the wonderful things I said about him. T'Vondre Sweat is 24 years of age. He's got 2 years left on his rookie contract, so he's dirt cheap. He's under $2.5 million per year at cap hit level the next 2 years, so dirt cheap. And obviously a position of need. Harrison Phillips is nice. I like Juwan Briggs, but they required some more meat and potatoes in that room. They certainly got it. Jermaine was heading into the last year of his deal, 14.3 fully guaranteed fifth-year team option the Jets exercised last year. So I didn't think the Jets were going to extend Jermaine this offseason. I don't believe the Titans will either after talking to a few Tennessee people. They're going to make him play out this fifth-year option and good. Jermaine loves having chips on his shoulders, and that's going to motivate him, and we'll see whatever that means for him. But I don't know if the Jets are going to pay Jermaine Johnson. So to save money, they saved $11.7 million on the cap right now. They now have $91 million in cap space. That's third most in the league after this trade. Again, it won't officially go through till March 11th when they both pass their physicals and the new league year kicks off. But they got cheaper. They, to me, checked off a position at defensive tackle, which I feel really good about now. I thought, to your point, they needed pass rusher anyway. With Jermaine and Will, they needed a pass rusher. So I think now that Jermaine's gone, to me, it is a cha-chink. There's no more Caleb Downstock. There's no more nothing. A pass rusher will be the number 2 overall pick. But who? Whom? Ruben Bain? Who? Oh, boy, is there an owl one here? A little new day? So is it Arvell Reese? Is it David Bailey? Is it, who's our other guy there? Arvell Reese, David Bailey, and Ruben Bain Jr. Bain, yeah. I didn't mention. So those three, I think, are in the running, and it's going to be one of those three lock. But don't be shocked if the Jets of free agency make a dip at pass rusher 2, and then all of a sudden you should get thrown off for a second. Wait a second. We're not going pass rusher 2. No. I think you look at the Seattle Seahawks, you need as many pass rushers as you can get. So putting the touchy-feely aside, I think the Jets did very nicely in this trade. T'Vondre Sweat has 2 years of cheap control position. Jermaine's gone. It now makes the path very clear of what you have to do at number 2 overall. So I think it's a win for the Jets, and Titans desperately need pass rush, so a win for them in the immediate, and I think Jermaine's going to play with his hair on fire this year.
Yeah, I mean, with Salah, reunited, and it feels so good. I do want to, I don't want to say push back, but please. in terms of Jermaine's legacy as a Jet, I don't think it's purely, touchy feely. I think he is a really good player, a Pro Bowler. I wouldn't put him in the same level as Shedeur and Huntley, the 8th alternates. Although he was an alternate though.
That is true. That is true.
He was an alternate. Yeah, but he wasn't like the 8th alternate. He was a quality player who was much better in the run. I've always been annoyed at people who, and somebody actually said it specifically, Wudi, how are you gonna say, Will McDonald has more sacks, so he has to be better than Jermaine. But there's a reason why Jermaine is playing 3 downs and Will is not. Jermaine, he was much better in the run. I think we never got to see a monster sack season, but I think that was coming. But of course, he was 1 year removed from the Achilles tear. I'll say 2 things that make this like a fantastic trade. One is what you just outlined with the contract. I mean, there's no way you can argue financially the Jets just did something amazing. And now the second one has actually escaped me. God, if it comes back to me, I'll definitely let you guys know. But definitely, yeah. But the contract, I mean, you can't even argue against that. But I do think Jermaine Johnson, like he said, like you quoted him, I think he has what it takes to be an All-Pro. I think he has what it takes to be that type of guy. So that's why I was nervous about Keith / Tavondre. Like, is he on that level? Like, is he somebody who we can see be a Pro Bowl, an All-Pro caliber talent? And I guess I'll pass that over to you. What do you talk to me about, Mr. Sweat?
I will get into that. Devin Chafin, a member for 8 months. Shout out to Devin. He wants to give some roses to JJ. Wow. I'm excited about this move, and I truly do wish JJ nothing but the best, unless he plays the Jets, which I can confirm. Jets traveled to Tennessee, so we will see a Jermaine Johnson reunion. Saleh, Aaron Whitecotton, who knows what other Jets-Titan trades could happen this offseason potentially. So you will see him, and 100%. There are certain players that I think we could all say that they leave the Jets, we're like, yeah, don't let the door hit you or the good Lord split you. And some of them were like, man, Sam Darnold is an obvious example. Jermaine, for me, will be an example where I'm like, man, I'm going to root for him in all whatever success he had. And I know a lot of Titans people down there. So for them, whenever it's not affecting the Jets or in any way, of course, I will be rooting for Jermaine. He seems like a good person. Oh, this is the other thing we didn't get to. So this is perfect that we get to it now. The other piece of the puzzle here is, right, so we just say on the surface, whoa, Jets traded Jermaine Johnson. What the hell happened there? Connor Hughes reported they dangled him at the trade deadline, said, hey, anyone want this guy? They called him out Will McDonald. They said, no, but Jermaine. And apparently the 49ers and Saleh offered a 3rd-round pick, said, oh, we'll take Jermaine off your hands for you. They said, yeah, we wanted 2. And then the 49ers said no, and there you go. So that trade didn't happen. Although Connor Hughes did report at one point that they received a 2 offer and still said no. So maybe it was a contender and it was a late 2. So I don't know what happened there of what that situation could have been. But according to ESPN NFL insider Jeremy Fowler, Jermaine Johnson quietly must have informed the Jets of this, that he didn't want to be here anymore. And he let them know that. And the Tennessee Titans were one of his preferred destinations schematically and the coaches and everything else. So, number one, I want to give Jermaine a shout out for not making that public, not screaming from the rooftops, not stomping his feet, saying, get me the hell out of here. He never did that. So I'm appreciative of that. And shout out to the Jets that, despite that fun fact being known, I don't know how many people it was known by, that they were able to get a value here of Tavondre Sweat was a top 40 pick in the or top 50 pick rather, a top 50 pick in the draft 2 years ago at a position of need. So they got interesting value for a guy in Jermaine who was in the last year of his deal. So there's a lot of perception things. Can Jermaine Johnson be the same player he was before and things of that nature? So that's another nugget I wanted to get to here, Wudi, that I forgot earlier that Jeremy Fowler reported, and that caught me by surprise. I'm like, damn, he didn't want to be here? Oh, that sucks. Like, that's disappointing for a guy I love so much. So, yeah.
A couple things. One, I believe Sweat was 38, so you could have kept it at top 20.
I should have stuck to my gut. Yeah, thank you.
I don't know. Like I said, I cannot be sold. Like I'm not changing what I said about that. I feel like these trades happen, and then all these mudslinging reports. Oh, this happened, and all this stuff after the fact. So I'm gonna have to take that with a grain of salt. Kind of like the Gruden. Gruden. Like all that type of stuff. There's all these different things. People just trying to say things. To sell a narrative. So I think that's what we saw there. So I'm not even gonna give that any mind. But I did remember the other thing that if you wanted to say, this was a great trade, where I said the contracts was the first thing. The second one that a lot of people keep talking to me about is injuries. And you can't lie. Like he missed. I remember he missed games his rookie season. Obviously towards Achilles.
Right.
Got re-injured last year, missed a lot of games. So not that Sweat is, the Iron Man. I mean, he only played 12 games this last season. But,
just a little bit more love for JJ. So he's played 4 years. So he missed games as a rookie. He tore his Achilles, and then he came back. Let me rewind that. You just missed a year, so I just want to make sure we highlight and give it credit to Jermaine.
Yes.
So he had the rookie year where he missed some time. He balled out as a second-year pro. I believe that's when he got his
Pro Bowl year.
Achilles torn, lost for the year, and then he came back and he was just sort of meh this past year. So I just wanted to make sure you were talking about injuries missed. He had that full season, which was year 2. So Jermaine did have a pop in there, but no, go ahead.
But yeah, I mean, 3 out of 4 is not fantastic.
No.
But again, like Sweat, he just played 12 games last year, so we don't know what kind of, is he an Iron Man? There are issues with him with weight. One of you I saw actually mention that in the comments, but I've been seeing it. I also have been fortunate to talk with a lot of Titans content creators. Fun fact, I'm actually in a group chat with like 10 of them. So we were talking in the group chat, like, what do you guys think about Sweat? They were sick, actually. We both came into that conversation mad as hell that our team got rid of our guy. But they did warn about, conditioning and, that type of stuff, which, we've seen on the other side with Mekhi Becton. So hopefully that's not an issue, with Sweat. Hopefully he sweat, over the offseason and, he's ready to play. But Jermaine, in my opinion, it's much more than how you put it, like that touchy-feely personal. Like I think as a player, he had an all-pro ceiling. I'm not sure if that's what Sweat also has, because this is a 1-for-1 trade. So that's really what we're talking about. I have faith in this player. You have faith in that player. Of course, the contract, like I just said, is also a factor. But that was what was tough for me, is that I felt like Jermaine is somebody who could have been a leader for this team for a long time and help Ruben Bain, help David Bailey, whoever it is, by just them watching him like, damn, this dude is working hard, and we lost that.
Yeah, let me hit a quick backpedal if that's how it came off. I didn't mean that, wow, here's this Rudy guy who sucks on the team and just, woohoo, yeah, look at it, what a try hard. No. I just meant for me, the difficult part for me was the personal. The on-field stuff, he has the Achilles injury in there that you have to factor in. Last year wasn't great, but part of it, I don't blame on him. I thought it was incompetency from the Jets. So I was just telling this to Mike Herndon, actually. That's one of the interviews you guys can check after in the Boy Green Coffee Club. He said, I want your take on Jermaine. I said, I'll give it to you here at the end of the show, at the end of the conversation, give it to you back. I said, Jermaine tears his Achilles in week 2 of 2 years ago. He tears his Achilles. He's out for the year. He's coming back. We're hearing all kinds of interesting things on his rehab and how it's going. And I start thinking, man, the Jets aren't adding pass rushers this past offseason. That must mean that the Jets think Jermaine Johnson is on the greatest rehab of all time and that they think he's going to be perfect from week 1 or else you would get insurance for the position. You'd add another pass rusher, slow play Jermaine coming back. And I said, again, I gave the Jets a benefit of the doubt. I said, they know more than me. They obviously are in the building. They're seeing Jermaine. They're seeing the progress, GPS numbers, all this other stuff. They know better than me. So if they're not adding a pass rusher, Jermaine must look awesome. Week 1, they play him 89% of the snaps against the Steelers, and I spit out my drink. I'm like, what? I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, oh, wow. Phenomenal news, I guess. Week 2, he gets hurt. Because the Jets rushed him back out there. That compromised him for a large chunk of the season, in and out of the lineup. He finishes with an underwhelming figure, and perhaps the underwhelming figure would have happened anyway, because he was coming off that Achilles season, but still. So I think he sort of got poked by the Jets, and however all that worked out, And I don't care if Jermaine, I heard him and we saw the videos last year. I'm ready to go. I don't know why the Jets are holding this dog off the chain. Let me go. And I don't care what he says. You're a professional. You're the adult in the room. You're supposed to look out for him. You're supposed to look out for him. I don't care what he says. That's great that he has that mentality, but you have to look out for him. And if he's not ready, you shouldn't let him back out there. And the fact that they said, well, he says he's good, must be good. All right. Get out there, buddy, and plays 89% of snaps. I think that screwed him up a lot. So from that perspective, I just want to give a little bit more love. I didn't mean to be insulting to Jermaine, that all he is an emotional story and JUCO and everything he went through. To me, that's the harder part, because if I'm being honest, I look at the age, I say, I hope he gets back to pre-Achilles form, but I don't know if he will. So, like, there's a lot of unknowns. And then we play out this year. What if it's another mixed bag? He doesn't fully come back. So I'm like, do we just let him go in free agency and say, see ya? Do we try to sign him to some sort of extension and maybe we could get a discount because he hasn't showed it fully? And do we get burned because he never becomes a player? So there's just a lot of questions from that perspective that happen if we get there. I want to get to the super chat. Thank you, the Tennessee Jet. I believe you said 2 of these, so let's hit it twice.
Wow.
Wait, I'm sorry.
Wow.
The Tennessee Jet is diving into the deep end of the pool, which I respect. JJ needs a new contract. Sweat on rookie deal. JJ off injury. Sweat ranked 5th out of 135, I think. Qualifying interior defensive lineman. Good athletic plug for the middle. Good luck, JJ. Again, good luck, JJ. Me and Wudi both mirror that. He will need a new contract. Again, I just spoke with 3 Tennessee Titans people. 2 of those interviews are up in the Boy Green Coffee Club, and after this show, I'll get time to go back and edit and finish them, and then the Combine's on literally right now, so I got to catch up on that too. So at some point, I'm going to clean all that up, but they made it very clear to me, all the Titans people I spoke to, they believe Jermaine's going to play out this rookie deal on his 5th-year option, see what happens. But to the point, he's coming off the injury. Sweat is ranked very nicely. There are some red flags to Sweat that I learned about in some of these Titans conversations, some off-the-field stuff that may have contributed in a similar way to the Jarvis Brownlee situation last year. So there is a schematic element here, but apparently there's some beyond stuff, which, again, you guys will be able to check out. I will make sure all of those interviews are public once I finish completing them, but I wanted to make sure the Boy Green Coffee Club got their first dip so you guys can all watch that after the show. But I'll catch up on that so you guys can see it. But, yes, apparently a few red flags on Devondre Sweat, which will be worth mentioning.
I mean, it's hard to not agree with any of these sentences. You know, I mean, obviously all of them are facts. Besides good luck, JJ, which I, am also wishing, good, best of luck, kill it. But these are all facts, and these are why I was able to, leave the houses upright and stop huffing and puffing, because these are all legitimate points to be made.
Yeah, and thank you for both super chats. I see they both came in the Tennessee Jet. So you've been, as you said, watching the show for months. So every $3 spent on the channel are more raffle tickets. So Tennessee Jet, you are in for a pile of raffle tickets. That is 4 total so far today. Thank you so much for all the financial support here on the show. Answer this real quick for our girl Sharon on both of our channels. More cap room? Yes, 11.7 million. So again, just think about it this way. Jermaine's walking out the door with 13.4 million fully guaranteed for this year. That's a 5th-year option number. That's not just injury guaranteed anymore. That's just a fully guaranteed rock number. But the Jets are moving that number to the Titans, and they're eating it all. The Jets are getting Devondre Sweat, who has 2 years left on his, when you hear the overall number, it sounds like a lot, but it's not. It's 2 years left on a $9.5 million rookie contract, but his cap hits, when you're a rookie, a lot of that money gets paid up front. So the Jets actually only owe him, it's less than $2.8 million each year on the cap. So it's dirt cheap money, basically, long story short. So the Jets got younger, got a piece that's controllable. They don't have to extend him or do anything crazy with Devondre. So he's in. And you saved $11.7 million on the cap. The Jets currently, at this moment in time, have $91 million in cap space right now, according to Over the Cap. That is 3rd most in the league. They just leapfrogged the Chargers based on all this swashbuckling that just happened. So, yes, more cap room indeed. I see we have an EZ super chat. Let's go to EZ.
Hey.
Wow.
I heard Easy talk about this before, and I only hope this is true. He says, awesome trade, love JJ, but we got our Haloti Nata. And, Haloti Nata is an absolutely lofty thing to say because Haloti Ngata was marvelous for the Baltimore Ravens for a lot of their stellar defenses for a long time. I will tell you, again, these Titan conversations will be coming out here in the near future. They are very high on how good they believe he can be. Mike Herndon, he's a Tennessee Titans. He's been covering the team forever. Great sources in the building. He said that he believes, and maybe this name won't ring for some fans, but if you know football, respectfully, he said that it was funny how he said that too. You'll love that on the podcast. But he said that at his best, T'Vondre Sweat is DJ Reader. And again, that name may not go, whoa, Haloti Ngata, but he says that it's a guy that's going to have a better pass rush upside than you think. He could be a clogging run stuffer, which obviously we need. And again, it's just about keeping his weight in check. It's about keeping some of the off the field stuff. And I don't want to play phone game of trying to remember all the how they phrase the off-field stuff. You guys will be able to hear those interviews and judge it for yourself. But yeah, I can only hope we got Haloti Ngata here, Wudi. Woo-hoo.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, right? Obvious. But that's what I'm saying. It's like I don't know his ceiling. You know, is he going to reach it? Right. That's another thing. But if that's what we're talking about, then bro, like we're not gonna worry about today at all. Like, you know, in 2 years, 3 years. Right, this day is going to be perfectly fine, but that's where you know, we don't know. But shout out, another positive thing that is worth mentioning is our guy Carl Dunbar, right? One of the league's best. Sure. You know, if we are trying to get somebody, a 24-year-old kid, to reach his ceiling, he's having trouble, you know, working out. He's having trouble, you know, with his weight. Carl Dunbar, he's been with, you know, the best of the best. So that's a really positive thing. And we talking about 11 extra million. We got some ideas. I see in the comments of what to do with that 11 mil. We're talking about our personal chef. How about we send 10 of that Breeze's way? Holla at your boy. 3 for 30 mil. Get the deal done. Get the deal done. Come on now. We got. I'm just so tired of having good players and then watching them walk away. I seen the pick. You probably have seen it on social media of our 4 guys, our 4 studs from 2022. And now, you know, half of them are blacked out. You know, they're not on the squad. And I don't even know what to say about the other 2. Oh, well, there's 3 of them.
These are the first rounders. These are the first rounders of that class 2022. Yep.
So
there they are. 2 have been voted off the island. Jermaine Johnson, gone. Sauce Gardner, gone. Because I wrote this in my piece, and again, I wrote like 4 articles or something on this today, that John Ledyard, 4 years ago, he's a draft analyst. He joined me on my show in the post-game report card or post-report card, whatever, of the draft. And I said, what did you make of this? I was asking him back in 2022, what did you make of this draft class? And he said, this could be a bedrock foundational draft for the New York Jets. And again, that's a wow quote. You're like, holy crap. And 4 years later, 2 of the 3 first-round picks have been traded for assets. And I have one request. Don't touch Garrett Wilson. And please. And Connor Hughes, by the way, we could get into this too and then open up the phone lines and stuff for the first time ever for some Boy Green Beach Wudi action here. Connor Hughes says he sort of sent out a shot across the bow and said, this Jermaine Johnson trade is not a one-off and that more trades could be coming for the Jets. And anyone that was not drafted by Aaron Glenn or Darren Muji could be in danger, except 2 names, Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson. Those guys, by all accounts, they want to keep. And then anyone they drafted, obviously, so Armand Membous and people of that nature would all be obviously included in that combination. But that's what he said, that so more trades could be coming. We can all speculate on whoever the hell those people are. But, yeah, so this is, you know, a little bit of a somber day when you see a picture like this, you know.
Well, I was definitely hoping that it was Will McDonald, as I've said on this show and on this channel a whole bunch of times. Maybe it still will be, but that would actually be crazy because then, you know, that crater has just become the Grand Canyon. Like, you know, is every pick going to be edged? You know, so yeah, we'll see what happens there. But that's another reason for you guys that, you know, keep doing your cartwheels talking about, yo, we got 3 firsts next year. We about to change the future. You know, that's what we thought. And look at where we are right now. You see what I'm like? trying to tell you guys, and you guys refuse to listen. I'm trying to tell you guys. So that draft, for everything it was, I do believe it could have been the foundation of something special. It was a foundation of something nice, like that. Immediately that year, just start out 7-3. But now here we are. We are where we are. So just keep that in mind when you guys go to bed counting the first round picks. 2 this year, 3 next year.
Counting sheep. Didn't know we'd get that reference here on the program. Again, I want to thank it. We have on my side, let alone all the portals that we're also streaming live to Wudi's channels on Take Flight Talk and The James Wudi. We have over 300 people in the room, and that includes over 100 on my YouTube. So, guys, make sure you guys like the video on YouTube. That's a free way to support the program. Make sure you do that on TFT as well, and hit that subscribe button. I'm only a handful of subscribers away from 8,400, so help push us over the goal line. Give us a little bit of a tush push that was not banned and doesn't plan on being banned. So let's take advantage of it while we can, and before I die and keel over here, apparently. So let's get some of that in too. Wudi, is there anything else you want to get to before we open up the phone lines?
No. Hey, come on now. We got a chance to share our reactions. We are all, supporters of the team, rooting for the team. It was this is a big announcement, in my opinion. Really, really big announcement. Obviously, the reverberations, we still gonna feel them for quite some time. So we want to hear your thoughts, and I guess let them be open. Oh, actually, just shout out to Take Flight Talk. Make sure to like, subscribe the video on Take Flight Talk. We live there. We talk in there. The last 3 times that I did this, actually, on this show, I got 5-ish subscribers that day. So 5, 10. All right, let's make it 15. Let's make it 15, 5, 10. All right. So appreciate the love, appreciate the respect. Even Keep It Simple RC, who hates the oxygen I breathe, came over to Take Flight Talk and subscribe to your boy. So I appreciate it. I appreciate the love, the support, or the hate. I don't know what it is, but come on now. If he can do it, y'all can do it. Come on now. Tennessee Jet, come on now. I'm in NC, not too far away. Come on now. Come on down, partner. All right. Wow. And let's open them up.
There you go. Take Flight Talk. All right, folks, we're gonna hit. I have no other choice, I guess, but the half time out, and we'll be right back after this.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man.
Moron!
Fucking daily. The New York Jets Football Club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone,
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Boy Green, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, fucking daily.
Nice.
Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Let's go!
There you go. That's our tailgate together. Me and Wudi every day on Boy Green Daily. When I'm ready to go to the phone lines, I play that video. Me and Wudi will once again be putting our powers together. Fusion. And get ready for another tailgate extravaganza, which is going to be spectacular this year. If you guys are interested in going to a Jets game with Boy Green Coffee Club members and Wudi everywhere group. Plan. You're on mute, so I don't know whatever you're referencing for your people.
Oh, damn. I don't even know. I feel like when it plays a video, like it automatically mutes me, but it's not unmuting me. That's
okay. All right.
Yeah, it's happened multiple times now.
Yes, but what's your people? Yeah.
Yeah, what's my people? Well, I'm African American. No.
Oh, God bless. Yeah. I'm an ally. I just want that to be known.
No, we're the Wudi Warriors, man. We're the Warriors of truth. We out here doing what we can. Yeah. We not sipping no Kool-Aid. We are the Warriors of truth. And that's what we fight for.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. I'm not. Yes. I'm not going to make the joke I was going to make. So, with that being said, all the love is out there. It's the pinned comment on youtube.com, whether it's TFT or Boy Green Daily here, or the Boy Green YouTube channel, rather. It's a pinned comment. You guys can call into the show. Feel free to do so and take full advantage here. Again, we don't normally open up the phone lines here on Boy Green Meets Woody, but today is a special occasion to be able to do so. So let's do it. Without further ado, let's go to the phone lines. And if you're ever at a pub and then the trivia topic, Boy Green Meets Woody, here's your question. Who is the first caller to jump on in the call-in phase? The answer to that trivia question would be the SS Minnow EC here on the show.
Hey, easy!
Hey, Woody.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm happy. I mean, I've been saying for the longest time, we need to get our Haloti Nada. We need a run stuffer. It's sad to see JJ go. I love JJ. But, sometimes you got to give up something good to get something good. And he's going back home to Robert Saleh, and I think that's going to be good for him. Saleh, you got to admit, all right, so Saleh maybe wasn't the greatest head coach for us, but he had the defense dialed in.
Yeah.
He really did. And he knows what to do with the players that other guys didn't seem to know what to do with, like Bryce Huff. Bryce Huff was great for us. The Eagles couldn't figure out how to use him. Then when he played out in San Francisco, he started coming back to what Bryce Huff used to be. So apparently Robert Saleh has got that kind of a defense dialed in. So I think it's going to resurrect JJ, and he's going to have a great season. And good luck to him. I'm going to miss him. I was this close to getting a number 11 jersey. This close. And that's why I think I'm just going to stick with legacy jerseys from now on, because they never go out of style.
Yeah, for real. I'm about to get a Curtis Martin right now. Like, it's crazy trying to buy jerseys of these current Jets.
It is. Now this trade, I got to admit, how many 1-for-1 player-to-player trades do you see in the NFL?
The last one I can remember for the Jets was Calvin Pryor, the Louisville Slugger, for Demario Davis. We traded him straight up. Demario was here with us, of course. He left as a free agent, went to the Cleveland Browns, and then we flip-flopped. We gave up our first-round bust, thanks, Cleveland, and we got Demario back, and he had a Pro Bowl season for us. And then, wow, you're not going to lose him a second time, right? And he left, goes to New Orleans, pulling a Jonathan Vilma, and now he's been a superstar down there for the Saints forever. Although Demario Davis is a free agent this offseason, maybe there's a reunion to come later. But yes, that's the last one I can remember, but very rare. And February trades, even rarer. Again, it's not official yet till March 11th, but to have trades work out like this, a double bit of rarity for certain.
Here's what I think is the best thing about this trade. I mean, absolute the best thing.
Sure.
And I printed it in the comments before. We now have, as the number 2 pick, 3 shots at getting the best edge rusher in the draft, which means we can actually trade out of number 2 and go back a little bit, and we still have 3 shots to get a fantastic edge rusher to replace Jermaine. 3 shots between those 3 guys that they're talking about. Obviously,
I'll go through them.
They got Bain,
Reese. There's Reuben Bain Jr. out of Miami and David Bailey out of Texas.
Yeah.
And any one of those guys, I think, is going to be a stud in this league for a long period of time. So with that being said, at number 2, could we trade back to 5, 6, or 7 and then still get one of those 3 guys and then take the 16th pick and trade up to try to get one of those good wide receivers? That's my thing. I want to get an edge rusher and a wide receiver in the first round. We need a bona fide guy to plug in next to Garrett Wilson. We got to have a guy. Absolutely got to have a guy. And the other thing is, later on, get a running back and fucking just use Brees as a receiver in the slot.
Damn.
Brees Hall.
You would give Brees 0 carries? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I'm just saying Brees Hall is a great runner if he doesn't get touched in the backfield. If you give him a hole, he can take it to the yard. He can take it. Or if you give him a swing pass out and he's got green, if he's great in space, he's not good after first contact. He just isn't. How many times have you seen him get first contact and break away and get out of it? I just maybe once or twice. He pretty much
no, that's fair.
He's pretty much gets tackled by a shadow. So no, and this is, I mean, but I love Brees, but I mean, once he gets past the line of scrimmage, he's deadly. But if you can get him at the line of scrimmage or behind, you very rarely get a 5-6 yard run out of him after he's hit at the line or behind. He usually goes down or gets a yard, 2 yards. That's it. I mean, if you even watch Madden games on, when they do the simulated Madden runs, because they know this, he never breaks away a run if he gets hit.
Well, I'm glad that the video game accuracy apparently is on point for
accurate. Yeah.
Game. Yeah, that's
But you know what I'm saying.
No,
This is not saying Brees is a bad player. This is not. This is saying they're using him wrong.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He's not an eye back.
Yeah, we'll see. Hopefully they can use him better. We'll see with Frank Reich whether they could use him better, Easy. But again, you have hit it again. You're Frank Reich. You're Haloti Nada. We'll see what other easy gems we could get moving forward here, pal.
I just think that this is going to be a great move for both players. This is when a draft is good, when it helps both players.
Yeah, right.
And both teams.
Yeah,
so it's a very good thing. And what do you think of my thing about trading back that number 2 pick? Because we still have 3 shots at getting one of those 3 premium edge rushers.
Yeah.
So what do you think of that?
Easy.
I don't know what
man.
the demand is for that. Oh, well, it's a question I was going to answer. But
I don't
know what the demand is for that second pick, so we'll see what happens there. But, so we definitely picking one of those 3. And if it was up to me, I think darkness might be my ally. You know what I'm talking about? Come on now.
Okay. I would say this. In theory, what Easy says makes a lot of sense, right? So if you have the 3 pass rushers graded evenly, and it's what Easy says, that's what the Jets saying, they're all going to be awesome. Well, then if you have no preference and they're all good, then of course you'd want to trade back to a certain spot. Others can go ahead and take whichever ones they want. You pick up an asset and still get the player that perhaps you would have just taken it to. In theory, that makes a lot of sense. But as Woody just said, it takes 2 to tango. Who's moving up and who's moving up for what? And then you also have to reverse the question. Why are the Jets moving back? What don't they want with the pick? And again, sometimes it's just situations, right? The Jets were 3-14, so they're cool with more picks than not. So maybe there's an easy explanation for it. But that's what I would say. I'm for the plan of trading back, but who's moving up? That's the question, and I'm not sure at this point. But again, maybe the combine will set someone on fire and they're going to be awesome. And you're like, whoa, okay, someone's got to move up. And then the other part of Easy's question, answer that real quick before we get to super chats and more calls, is that Easy says, okay, if you move back from 2, let's say you move to 6. I'm just making this up. You move up to 6 or 5 with the Giants or Browns. And then you get your pass rusher. He says now with 16, you use some of the assets you picked up, package those with 16 and move up to guarantee you get one of the receivers. And there are 3 receivers that apparently have, quote unquote, separated themselves from the pack. But some people have different perspectives. You have USC's Mekhi Lemon, you have Ohio State's Carnell Tate, and they have Arizona State's Jordan Tyson. People believe those are the top 3 in this class, but some people believe it's Denzel Boston should be in that group or whatever, but fine. But if we're talking about those big 3, there's something to be said about moving up and making sure you get Garrett Wilson a running mate. So not only does he have a guy opposite of him to draw attention away, but if Garrett misses time, knock on wood, which unfortunately did, he missed the first 10 games of his career last year, we were like, oh, God. Oh boy, not only did Garrett not have any help, but then we were like, we've got no one. So you want to insulate yourself to not allow that to happen. So someone that can draw attention away from Garrett, but also can stand on his own 2 feet, 10 toes down and help us in case of need.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely. I love AD more than, everyone besides his friends and family. And, I think he can be a wide receiver too. But, the more the merrier. There's nothing wrong with competition. There's nothing wrong with bringing in somebody so that you can guarantee you got a elite duo, and then that becomes a trio, especially with Garrett's inside outside versatility. A couple of those guys that you just named have inside outside versatility, so that would be a super nice trio. Gives Frank Reich a lot of options on how to set up formations. But before we move forward, I just want to shout out. Oh damn, there's been a lot of Hennessy Heisman is my favorite comment of the day. Muji is cooking. Maybe he should coach too. I mean, hey, that might be an upgrade if I ever heard one. Okay, this is my favorite comment of the day. It's one that Wudi or Brick, whoever makes the decisions, should seriously consider. Because let me tell you, I think you guys have all seen it. Sweat has a higher Madden rating than Jermaine Johnson. So I know that was something that was factored into the decision. Come on now. Shout out to my guy Hennessy.
Thank you, Hennessy. Woody definitely gave a stamp of approval. Yeah, for these reasons, I'm in. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Woody Johnson. By the way, and we've had so many comments, which I'm very happy for. I want to give a shout out just because we're on this. Sharon had it earlier. It made me laugh, but I didn't want to interrupt wherever we were going at the time. She said we traded away the wrong Johnson, and thank you, Sharon. That was hilarious. So that did make me laugh. Which is funny. Let's get a super chat in before we go back to the phone lines. Plenty of phone calls, of course. A historic day here.
Wow.
Danger Zone, by the way, Danger Zone. Where did we run into each other? Was it Jets Worldwide? I just saw you recently on a show that we all did together, and you called in. I think it was Jets Worldwide. So that was very nice. So shout out to Danger Zone for jumping on with me and Lurch and asking great questions. Yeah, it had to have been. So thank you for that. And this $2 super chat. Hello, Nada. Tennessee gave up 4.3 yards per carry. We gave up 4.4. So apparently Danger Zone, his scouting report is slightly different on T'Vondre Sweat than it is for EZ, but that's okay. Hey, different strokes, different folks, Danger Zone. We've added this to your raffle ticket totals for this month. So you know what? I would also say T'Vondre Sweat wasn't playing 100% of the snaps. So I don't know if that's a one-for-one trade-off, but you know what? Everyone can have different opinions on this show. That's what makes this such a beautiful thing. All right, Wudi, let's keep it rolling here. Let's go to the phone lines. Up next is Johnny Boy here on the show.
Johnny Boy.
BG, what's going on, guys?
What's up?
Hey, first off, I would like to say it sucks that Jermaine Johnson being gone. That dude was one of the main cast that was constantly being like, I want to be a Jet. I want to be the part of the turnaround, et cetera, et cetera. So for anybody that is like, F that dude and, it is what it is and all that, I'm like, yo, that was one of the guys that was not the truculent, cancerous individuals that was being talked about in that locker room itself. I mean, that dude tried everything and anything to get himself back on the field. But I get the trade of itself, right? The Sweat to fit what we're going into a 3-4 defense. I understand it. I get it. It didn't fit. He was going to be, I think 13.4 mil on the cap.
Correct. Fully guaranteed. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for this year itself. Switch that over. This dude's only going to be $1.7 if I'm not mistaken. Right. And he still has 2 years left on his contract compared to with, Jermaine doesn't. Yeah. 1 year. I'm sorry. Well, no, 2 years, right? He has. No.
I want to make sure. No, I'm agreeing that Jermaine was in the last year's deal. T'Vondre had 2 years left in his deal. I'm agreeing with you. I'm just confirming what you're saying. Yes.
He's trying to finish your sentences,
Yeah.
That's what we do.
It makes sense. I mean, I think right now for myself and maybe for a lot of other individuals, and I can't speak for anybody else, but I think us just being so attached to the players that are here, right? I don't think we need to be, man, because if I'm being honest with you, bro, like he said it from the jump. Hey, I come from where I would trade my own wife if I could. Like Aaron Glenn legit said stuff like that, bro. And you're seeing it. And look, and Muji cooked with this. It was a need that we needed. We got younger, right? Now you're putting these Phillips, Briggs, and him in there. The hope is that it's gonna stop the bleeding because our run defense last year was straight trash, straight box, right? And then now you're gonna get the potential of having these new younger cats from the draft. Like what I like about this move is the fact that nobody knew about this. And this just came out of left field again. and they're moving in ways that we as fans are not used to. We're really not. Like, bro, when I woke up, you know what I first saw? I saw it said Jermaine traded. The first thing I said, these motherfuckers. Like, are you kidding me? I'm like, what? How? Right? Like, this dude was just literally talking about his kid and can't wait to have his kid wearing the green and white and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, you can't say that Jermaine Johnson wasn't really good prior to his injury. You can't tell me that, you know, he didn't give you that spark that at times that you could build around somebody, a captain that could have been there, but it just doesn't fit, man. So like, it sucks that he's gone, but it's not like we just got a bag of chips of a player. I mean, this dude's 370 pounds. That's a big dude.
It's a lot of man. Yeah.
Did you guys see when that dude I think it was him, wasn't he, that like picked up the fumble and everybody and their mamas was trying to freaking tackle this dude,
and he was stiff arming everybody,
bro. Like, this dude is running.
Yeah.
So I say this, man. You got to win. At the end of the day, that's all that's going to matter. Like, everything, I'm tired of always being the off-season champion. I'm tired of always being the, like, oh, look at this move that we did. I mean, it sounds great and all of that, but they need to win, you know? And if I'm going to be 100% honest with you, we don't know where they're going to go at number 2. We really don't. Like,
I think we do. I think we do.
I mean, if they don't, like,
let me just say this.
But I mean,
like,
what if they figure it out in free agency and they do it? I'm just saying.
I think there's, because you need, like, in my opinion, now you need multiple edge rushers.
I agree, 100%. Do both.
So what did you do? Did you like sign Trey, Max Crosby? Like, what? Like, I don't think there's an option in free agency that could fill the crater that we have at that position.
And I to be honest, I don't even think, with all due respect to Max Crosby, and I don't mean this in an insulting way, does he even feel he's one man? I think it is a multi-body experience. It's not just about having a Max Crosby, which would be cool, but obviously he's not coming here. We're not in an ideal situation. To me, it's, you need just Seattle's a great example. I wrote it in an article earlier. They didn't have a double-digit sack guy. They just had like 7-8 guys that all had 6 or 7 sacks. And the Jets need multiple bodies. So normally I don't, like, I don't think we know. I think we do know. I think it's gonna be one of those 3. And I also, again, I said at the beginning of the show, I am not surprised if the Jets sign a pass rusher day one. Again, pick your guys. Is it Jalen Phillips? Is it Odafe Owe? It takes 2 to tango, right? They have to want us and we have to want them. But I would not be surprised if they made a quick dip. And then Jet fans are confused for a second. They're going to be like, oh, so maybe 2 isn't clear. And I'm telling you, I'm preparing you for that. That when the Jets sign a pass rusher, don't swerve. The car's going in the right direction. They will sign a pass rusher and they will draft a guy at 2 because you just need bodies. And I think Will McDonald, as a random example, is a better 3 than he is a 2, or in this case, a 1 right now because no one else is there. He's Will Smith in the room right now with that passers room. Where the hell is everybody? So, but I think he's a better 3 where he's a design pass rusher, and hopefully that's how the Jets utilize him.
We 100% lockstep, a very rare 100% lockstep agree between Boy Green and Wudi right now.
Hey, it's I guess it's when I come up here because like every time I've come to the show level on BG show and everything like that, dude, I get everybody going against my ass, which I'm about it. I'm with it, so it's cool. But
what other position are you talking about? Like Caleb Downs? Like what are other positions are you talking about?
Yeah, because you said we don't know, right? So you're indicating that something else. What are you talking about? What? Yeah.
Because like there's reports coming out that the Jets are not done. There's still there are other players that could potentially be traded, and they're going to get more. That's what I'm saying. Like it's just not locked that we're going to stay at 2, right? Or I don't know, man. Like I've never seen the Jets move in this fashion, right? I don't know since when. Like, can you name a time that you've seen us move like this where nothing's being leaked out? There's nothing of us being known. I mean, it's a lot of it's speculation of what we want. Look, if I'm being honest with you, I pick at 2, right? I feel like the dreams of going offense is leaving, for me because I don't think they're doing that now. I think it is going to be defense. Dude, I'm between Bane and Reese, man. I like Bane a lot, bro. Like, give me that monster, dog. That dude is he just, bro, he looks nasty, man. Like, you see Cat. He just looks nasty, bro. What up, Macho?
I saw him. He was doing this. He was doing this in the background. I saw it with the Bane train. Yeah. 2-2.
Yeah. I came to scream at Johnny, but finish it up.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Me and Macho have been talking about it because he knows. Bro, my brain starts to go like everywhere else. I'm like, yo, what if they do this? And then out of nowhere, they're like, you know what? The hell with what everybody's thinking. And they end up shocking everybody and going with the Caleb Downs at 2, which would be pretty crazy if I'm going to be honest with you. But, I mean, the dude's a dog, right? So are you going to be mad at that? Or are we not going to be mad at that? Like, there's linebackers.
To Johnny's point, I think I agree where we technically don't know what the Jets are going to do. I think we have the understanding that where we should go, but because there's so many, that if we're going for an edge, there's at least 3 people that we can pick from. Since there's that uncertainty of who we like more, it still keeps that question out there, not just for us as fans, but also for the rest of the teams that might be interested in moving up, which I think is perfect because if they don't know what we're going for, that does still keep interest for that number 2 pick if we do decide to draft back, as opposed to us telegraphing who it is that we want, and the other teams know, okay, that's not the player that I'm going for, so what's the reason for me trading up when my player can still drop to me? I think we're still at a good position with this trade where we can still technically pick one of the 3 edge rushers. We can still choose Caleb Downs if we like him more, where we can still kind of move around or stick and pick, and the other teams don't know, therefore bringing the interest to that number 2 pick if we do decide to trade down.
That's a great point. That's how you use the mystery. Instead of AT talking about, oh, it might be Tyrod Taylor or Justin Fields, start at QB. What you just described, that's actually how you use the mystery factor. And I think that is something that we should be very hyped, is the scenario that we're in right now. I'm perfectly okay with their evaluation. If they like Reese, if that's their guy, if they like Bane, that's their guy. Bailey, come on down. Like I'm cool with whichever one they feel like fits their defense the best.
It's like you really can't mess up that pick, right? And I feel like we haven't, and I guess that's what I should have led with. I don't think I've ever seen us being put in a position like this that we have multiple opportunities not to F it up, okay? Because they could, all right? Like, they really could. They could come out of here out of nowhere and just be like, Ty Simpson! And, bro, everybody's going to lose their shit, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't happen. Yeah, I'm not here wanting that, but I think that whole, like, battered Jet syndrome that I have, that I go back into, and I'm instantly thinking like, yo, they're going to fuck it up. They're going to do something that I'm going to be like, only the Jets. It only happens to the Jets. You get a guy riding a bicycle that's supposed to help out. That dude ends up dying, right? Makes no sense. How does that happen? I'm just saying, man, it's being real honest, bro. Stuff like that.
That's all too honest. I'm gonna be honest.
Dude, it's crazy, man. Like, if I'm being honest with you,
yeah.
If
I appreciate when you are. Yeah.
If somebody is wanting to trade with us and we could potentially trade back, pick up some more, that would be amazing. But at the end of the day, who's going to be that team? I don't think there's nobody out there because it's starting to fall. Like, people are knowing, okay, and number 1, Mendoza's going. Number 2, it looks like these cats are going to get either those 3 defensive positions that they want to get, right? Those defensive players. So why would I want to trade up to 2? So I don't know, man.
For sure, the combine is definitely going to bring a lot of interest. Obviously, we predetermined what these number 2, number 3, number 4 picks are going to be right now. But honestly, nobody knows anything as far as what the draft combine is going to bring. And as you can see, teams are making trades, so needs are going to be changing. Up until a couple of hours ago, we desperately needed a defensive tackle. Now that is no longer a hole for us. I think to go back to the trade real quick that we did make earlier today, I think that was a trade that was needed because of the position that of defensive tackle scarcity of that position right now is so little compared to the edge rushers that we can get, whether that be through the draft or whether that be through free agency, even through trade. I think that there's a lot more edge rushers available as opposed to defensive tackles. So making this trade was perfect. Obviously, I would have preferred it to be Will McDonald, but I don't think this trade happens if it is Will McDonald because of all that extra stuff that we love about Jermaine Johnson is the same reason why people like Tennessee want a Jermaine Johnson.
Which makes a lot of sense. Macho, Johnny Boy, I want to thank you guys so much for hopping on and joining us here on the inaugural call-in episode of Boy Green Meets Woody. You guys are the best.
Jeremiah Love,
Thank
baby.
you, yeah.
No, breathe on. It's on Woody, baby.
Wow. Okay.
I can't believe those are your last words.
Yeah, there you go. Peace. See ya. Get the hell out of here. I will say real quick on Macho's last point before we go back to the phone lines, Jesus, is we went through the defensive tackle episode. There was one defensive tackle in the top 50 free agents, and it's John Franklin Myers. What does that mean? John Franklin Myers better get overpaid. And good for him that he's going to get overpaid. But if there's only a supply, low, demand, everyone needs defensive tackles. The Jets are like, and Smarto Muji going, ooh, JFM, and with all due respect, JFM is about to, I don't have his age in front of me, but I think he's like 29 going on 30. So like he's on the wrong side of where he's headed, and that's the only option, and everyone's bidding for him. I just feel like the Jets are like, yeah, let me swerve up 24-year-old Devontae Sweat. Okay, here we go. A cheap rookie control, so don't worry about the money. You save money. A very savvy move by one Darren Muji. And again, it cost a price, but things cost, you get what you pay for. So hopefully that is indeed the case here. Back to the phone lines. Got a bunch of people calling in. We'll get to everybody here. Hep's up next. What's up, Hep?
Hey,
Woody,
Hep.
I don't get to talk to you too much, bud. How you doing?
Good, good. How are you?
Hope you're doing good, man.
Yes, sir.
Anyway,
yes, sir.
I'm thinking that I think we're going 3-4, obviously, and it looks like we're going to be getting Reese, right? I mean, is that what it looked like to you, right? It looks like I'm looking at it's probably going to be Reese.
Gun to my head right now, I think it's Reese.
Yes.
But I think they are all, relatively speaking, in play. I think Bain's in play. I think Bailey's in play. And I think Reese is in play. But if I had to guess right now, and the thing I'll be curious about, I think that's happening today. I don't have the combine schedule, but I think defensive linemen and linebackers are today, which means as we're speaking, Arvell Reese, I didn't set up the combine coverage. There was too much trade stuff happening right before the show, but I will turn that on while I'm doing my other work to have the combine coverage. I'm curious. Arvell Reese apparently said he will do both drills. So we will see him in off-ball. We will see him as edge. So this is a big day for him and big day for the Jets. If he tests out of his mind athletically, it's all lining up pretty well for Reese to be the guy.
Well, I was thinking initially when Reese was coming, I was thinking, once we got the defensive tackle, that I was thinking like, okay, Reese would be a nice match with that. But I would like to pair Reese up with Caleb Downs. I think the two of those guys playing together would just be off the hook, But then I started thinking about it again. If Bain really does fall that far, and I do like our defensive coach,
Carl
coach.
Dunbar, yeah.
Why not take advantage of that guy? And if you move up a little bit, can you possibly get Bain and Reese?
Could you imagine? Well, here's the thing, right? Think about it for a second. You think we say it's crazy. Jermaine in his draft, people thought he was going top 10. He went 26. So and again, the situation lines up potentially for it to happen with Bain. He apparently can't reach things off the top shelf. We all deal with things, okay? And if the NFL teams, we're all there actually. I use a stool, but people could see that with Bain and go, nah. We have NFL measurables. Teams a lot of times say, hey, if your arms are on at least this and you're not at least this, you're off our board. Like we will not. We have strict physical guidelines that every position has to meet this. So for Bain, some people will say he's a good football player. We don't care. Some people will say, the measurables. So it is it's crazy, right, on the surface, but you really dig into it. It's totally possible. And if the Jets are trying to spin this around, we're winning the offseason. I can totally see Mel Kiper Jr. after draft. Unbelievable. The first round. Look at the Jets. A+. Look at all these great guys I got. And our defense needs it. So, this is the first time I've heard that spoken into the universe, Hep. So hopefully remember this February 26th date.
I would be the
Thanks, guys.
happiest man
Doing
in the
great.
world.
Thanks, Sam.
Love that idea.
Let's get a super chat in here. Joe the Jet. Boy.
Wow.
Jet got calls for GW. Is a trade happening? So again, this is what I can confirm. Benjamin Albright, he's what some people call an NFL insider. He prefers the term NFL information broker. He joined me after the trade deadline, and I was trying to get deets on like the future quarterback situation because it didn't seem like Fields was going to be the guy. So I'm like, let's start talking quarterbacks. And I said, hey, did anything happen to the trade deadline? He says, well, I can tell you this. The Buffalo Bills called the New York Jets about Garrett Wilson. I went, what? They did who now? And the Jets very politely said, yeah, here's some sound you can pound. Or here's some sand you can pound. That makes more sense. Like, hey, get lost. Like, it's not happening. But they tried. And so I'm sure with Jermaine getting traded today, I'm sure Daramuji got a few ba-ding at the combine. Hey, is he available? And I'm sure he gave the swift notion he did to the Bills. That's probably special because it's in the division, but special in general of like, nah, man, he's not available. So no, I don't think a Garrett Wilson trade is happening. Again, Jermaine, while it hurts people that are fans of Jermaine, you can see it. Last year's deal. That made sense to trade Jermaine Johnson. Trading Garrett Wilson makes no sense. We need more wide receivers, not less. So that's you already have 5 first-round picks. Like, and I'm not saying you can't get more. More's good, sure. I'd do. Would you like 6, sir? Sure, 7. All right, yeah. If we could get more, depending on what it's costing to get these things, I would be shell-shocked, flabbergasted, any other word in the dictionary if the Jets move on for Garrett Wilson. He feels like one of their guys, and whether they are great, bad, or indifferent, he will be a key piece of this team for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, if he had gone to the Bills, that's where we might. Gotta light the building on fire. So I'm like, can't be allowing that to happen. You already know how I feel about, some of the people that go to work at One Jets Drive. So that would have been, that's just the cherry on top. But hopefully he remains a Jet. I can't lie. I don't feel safe about anybody.
Okay.
There were people I felt safe about, and now they live somewhere else. So I can't say that I feel safe about Garrett, but I just hope to God for the point that Boy Green said, we need, you need a foundation. You can't just get rid of every, then we just have rubble. So Garrett, especially for an offense that is starving for somebody to throw 10 touchdowns in a season. That's only happened once in the last 4 years. We need somebody like Garrett Wilson who can catch touchdowns.
Factual. Thank you, Joe the Jet. We have 400 people now in the room, and it's floating. So appreciate everybody that's tuning in no matter where you are. Like the video, hit subscribe. That's a free way to contribute. If you're watching on my YouTube or Woody's YouTube, again, Take Flight Talk, make sure you guys like the video and hit subscribe, baby. Let me hit the refresh button to see where we're at, and let's help Woody try to get to 500 subscribers, for goodness sake, and let's get me to 8,400. I am 5 people away. I'd love to get to that live here on the show. That'd be terrific. So people, make sure you hit that subscribe button, baby, and show your support. Woody will take a few more calls and we'll wrap up the show and jump into the NFL Combine coverage. Jumping up here. Up next is your boy. It's Lou B, Super Jets fan, baby.
My guy.
All right, listen, guys. I just want to say something.
Okay.
First of all, I'm glad about this trade today. And I'm going to tell you when I knew this trade was happening. With my 2 eyes on Super Bowl Sunday, I watched JJ's stories, right? When you watch their Instagram post, that's something that they get approved by their agents, their PR person. But their stories is when they're really talking their shit. And on Super Bowl Sunday, there were 2 guys that talked some shit. It was Brees and it was JJ, by the way. And at that moment, I'm like, he's gonna do what Williams did. He's gonna go to them and request a trade, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
The good thing about the Jets is if you wish something and you want to leave, you will leave, but we will get paid on your way out.
Yes, right.
Because Woody, I know you like JJ, but at least if you don't want to be here, no problem. But our GM is a monster. Hire your women, hire your children. He will trade you. He will trade everyone. And the one thing I wanted to focus on here is, yesterday was it yesterday the press conference or the day before? Whatever.
Tuesday.
Yeah.
What he said about Brees, he did not say he wasn't trading him. He basically said Brees is a good player. He wants to be here, and if we have to use a tag, we'll use a tag. And then if someone comes with an offer that he can't refuse on some tag, he'll then say, well, yes, we used within our right of a tag, and we traded him. So I do not think that Brees is still safe. Brees will be safe when there's never, actually, because if he signs a deal, there'll be a trade clause in there as well. He'll never be safe.
Yeah.
Brees, you know how I feel about Brees. As a player, I love him on the team, but if he's not happy, now there's two things. Maybe he's just not happy because of his money, which can definitely be true. Maybe he just wants to be rich and he wants to play. He knows he could get hurt. It's the last chance he's got, So that could make sense. If he says to the Jets, I want to be here, pay me the right way, and I will give it 100%, you will see a different Brees, then great. But other than that, and no one's safe. Not Garrett Wilson. I do not agree with a GW trade, but nobody is safe. Woody, what do you have to say about that?
I agree. I just said, I don't think anybody is safe. I thought that Sauce was safe, and you just had you said Brees will never be safe because even after an extension, they can still send this man, and that's what happened to Sauce. I thought he was safe. They just paid him, and 3 months later, he's out here playing pickup with Larry Bird in Indianapolis. So
that's right. And let's look at it. Let's look at it this way. They're not everyone's saying the Jets have a lot of holes. First of all, they're going to fill every one of these holes right now. They're not going to wait till next year to fill holes because they can't guarantee their jobs. Like AG knows his job is on the line. They're not going to be like, oh, we'll get somebody next year. No, they're going to fill every one of these holes. This GM is not messing around. He's going to say, all right, we have 12 different things, 13, 2, 4, whatever it is. He's actually going out. Not only is he making smart trades, he's saving us money. Like we got more money today to go we could get another 2 players. Like that's it, man. This guy is not messing around. This guy is Darth Vader himself. Like he's gonna go down as the best GM in Jets history. Wow, this guy is not playing. Look how many picks. We're sitting here like, I want this at 16. I want this at 33. I want that at 44. Who the hell's talking like this right now? And also the fact that right now we're looking at pick 2 and we get to pick. We get to say who we want. Oh, and by the way, right now we can pick up guys in free agent to maneuver who we're going to pick or who we're going to trade. And there are great choices. I just think we're in way better shape than people think. Way better. That's my rant.
I've been saying that to my wife every day, and she's still not believing me. I don't know.
No.
I mean, this. I mean, I can't lie. Macho said it best. You are literally spitting facts right now. I have absolutely no argument to.
Of course he is. He's Lou B for God's sake.
That's it, man. Well, I'm really into it, boy. I live it like you guys, and. I care so much about the team and I care so much about you guys and all the fans that I've, have built such a brotherhood with, right? You guys know we can all count on each other. It's pretty incredible how Jet fans are with each other.
Definitely.
And I could just see it coming together. I mean, look, I definitely think AG did a bad job last year, but once the ding, 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 that bell rings, I am all AG. I think we're going to have no holes. I think we will go. And then next year will be the icing on the cake. Oh, by the way, another 5 picks. Like we're ready to go.
Let me ask you this. Because there is one massive crater, and it's a dude behind the offensive line.
Yeah.
What do you think happens at the QB position this year with Darth Vader making the calls?
We're going to get somebody obviously that's going to be good. I don't think this guy's playing around, but my dream right now is Kirk Cousins, Tanner McKee, and Cole Payton. I think Cole Payton's dark horse. He's the stud. I love Cole Payton. I was right about Jackson Dart. I said he would, if we redrafted today, he might go 1. I loved Jackson Dart last year. I loved Will Howard last year also.
Me too.
I think Will's going to come in and surprise everybody. If he gets it, if Rodgers sits out, I think everyone's holy shit. This guy Will Howard's a stud, and he's going to show it one day. I loved him. I was pissed that we didn't pick up anyone. But I think it's Kirk Cousins. I think they're going to get Kirk. I hope they do, and then they get Tanner. Another two.
Let's go.
Cole, perfect. If not, Traylon Green.
Talon Green.
Yeah.
Another guy with potential. We have a quarterback coach finally. But one thing that was really interesting, and this is a question for Nick Faria. Would the Philadelphia Eagles take Justin Fields off our hands? Well, first of all, we're paying for him. We paid it. Hey, he's for free.
Interesting.
Now give us Tanner McKee, because Justin is a bigger prospect, but we know he sucks. We know that. They're not watching like we are. No, don't tell anybody. But would they take Justin in a trade for Tanner? And maybe it's not straight up, but think about this. We're paying the $10 million. You're getting him for basically nothing.
Right.
Just give us Tanner.
There's something to be said because, again, they need a quarterback, and Tanner is the backup. But
so the team as a backup for free.
Yeah, I mean,
better backup. He's like a Jalen Hurts type of athlete. Matter of fact, he's probably a better athlete than Jalen Hurts. Just can't play as good as Jalen Hurts.
So, Wudi, hold up. Let's let Lou B cook here. Just a second here. I think we could be onto something here, Lou B. Let's see. And again, that's something that we've sort of speculated. Could that be, especially with the right offense, right? Jalen Hurts, Justin Fields. It seems to make sense. If
he's a
like-minded
he's a good teammate. People like him. Justin, he's not going to bring darkness to your locker room. He's not that type of guy, right? So just don't ask him to play, and you'll be pretty fucking
okay. Beautiful.
Just don't ask him to play, and and hopefully they don't know like we do. But I'm hoping for Kirk Cousins to come in just so that we have some type of presence. And if he should go down, Tanner is tall and can sling that ball as well. I really liked him. And Cole Payton is, I'm telling you, man, that's going to be the guy. We are going to be, we're going to say, shit, we should have took this guy. He's going to play really good one day, and he was right in front of us. And last year, we didn't draft a quarterback because Justin didn't want us to. We made him promise that he was going to be the starter, and we looked at 100 quarterbacks we passed by. We were taking randoms at this time. We didn't know who we were taking. Justin made us not draft a quarterback last year. They passed on Sanders. They passed on Will Howard. They passed on everybody.
Yeah. We'll fix that this year, Luby. We'll fix that this year. You're the best, baby.
We're doing a tailgate together. We know that.
Hell yeah.
Hey, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's going to be awesome. Thanks, Luby.
You got it, guys.
There
Appreciate
is Luby, Super Jets fan. Yes, confirmed. He wants to come back. I want him back. That is mutual. That is that's a trade that's going both ways. Agreed. Where do I sign? Yes, sir. I am all about it. Let's get one last. There you go. Beautiful. Oh, okay. He's got the prop. Let's go to our last caller here. It's one of all of our favorites. It's my father's favorite shipmate. It's DNY for life, baby.
Hey,
oh, it's no professional. What is
What's
that?
going on, fellas?
Beautiful color. Nice. Okay, this is cleaned up. DIY for life.
Hey,
stand up desk. Okay,
I'm on the job.
Okay.
Hey. So I had to sneak this call in, but I've been waiting for this, man. I've been wanting you guys to have a call in on this show forever. This something need to be on at least once a week. I know you guys do it twice. You know what I mean? Do once a week. I don't know if I can call in, but I think it's great because I love chopping it up with you guys. Wudi, how you doing, brother?
Doing good. Doing good. I had a rough morning, waking up, seeing that news pretty early, but I've been hearing some good points all episode. I'm feeling better.
Okay. Hey, I want to make another point. I don't think you're gonna find it to be a good point, but I love how
he normally doesn't. By the way, I can tell you that for free.
I love how we all give Muji credit, right? Muji is cooking. I love Muji, right?
Sure.
But doesn't AG get the sign off on this as well? Does he get some of this credit because he has to say it's going to be my defense that I'm running here, and you're selecting these players for my defense? So I would think.
Well, Woody's allergic to giving AG credit. So
are you serious?
That's against his very being. So that's about.
That's crazy. I gave him credit for the 2 good decisions he made this whole regime. But he definitely does get credit for this personnel move. The reason why Muji might be getting the louder praise is because how he did it. Like, he saved $11 million while still, bringing in Tavondre Sweat. So that's why, AG might say, "Oh, I want Jawan Briggs, or I want this person," and every move that Muji makes, I feel like we keep getting money off the books.
No disagreement here, brother. No disagreement to that. I 1,000% agree with you, but I do believe you have to give AG a little bit of credit for this. And you know who else needs? I know you out there listening, Mr. Fastest Food Review Chef Kev. I know you listening. You need to give him a little credit too, because you know who was the first person that said that Brees ain't going nowhere? I believe that was one AG. Brees ain't going nowhere, bro. He's at least for next year. You know what? Unless we suck, and then they're gonna be training them, but then everybody gonna get fired anyway. But yeah, I do believe we are holding on to Brees, and I love that. And Garrett better not go nowhere. Garrett is a foundational piece. We build around that. That's what we keep, man. Attitude, love him, man. Like, although it's like half the jerseys in my closet now, I'm not buying no more jerseys. I'm just not comfortable with it. Yeah, I like that suggestion because you know who made me a big Jet fan was Curtis Martin. So I have an old school Curtis Martin jersey back in the days. You know what I'm saying? When it was like I still had the little who made those? It was like something with the R.
Reebok.
Russell or
Adele.
It's like blue and red.
Like it was the red joints. It was the I think it came out. They used to sell them in Models. I think that's right.
That's the reason why I'm a Jet fan. It's because of those jerseys at Models.
Hey man, that's the only way I could afford it. You know what I'm saying. But anyhow, I just wanted to say, we got to get a little bit of love to my guy. And when we have this top 10 to 15 defense next year.
I saw that comment.
What you gonna say, bro? What you gonna say?
What are you gonna say?
Because it's about to be on,
bro. If that happens, first of all, we all gonna have to wake up after because it'll be a dream. But if it was actually real life, I'll be like, yo, like AG is cooking. Like I have no problem admitting I was wrong, and that's what like with John Simpson. I feel like it's the most recent example. I did not care one bit when he was signed. I was calling him Homer Simpson, all this bum, and now. My most recent take on him is like, yo, I'd rather, keep him than AVT. And that's somebody I love. I love AVT, but the best ability is availability. So I got no problem, admitting a wrong, when it comes every, 1 to 3 years. But, AG, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Hey,
I'm rooting for him. Because I want the just to be good. I'm tired of being a joke.
Yeah, me too, bro. I think we all want that, man. That's the bottom line. No matter if we may disagree, but we all want the same thing at the end. We all want our Jets to be relevant. We all want to see us in the playoffs. We all want to just win, man. So that's the thing. But I think what they're going to do with AVT and Simpson is see which one is going to be cheaper. They're going to let them hit the market. And if there's a price that they're willing to just, bump it up a little bit and say, okay, this is what this team is offering you. We're going to bump you up. We're going to sweeten that a little bit. And I think that one of them is going to come back. And that's what I think is going to be that. But I think pick number 2, we're not moving off of it. And I feel like it's going to be Arvell Reese because he fits a 3-4 scheme perfectly, bro. He could drop back in that coverage if needed, and he could come and bring some pain. So I think it's going to be him. And I think Will McDonald is going to step up this year with our new defensive line coach. He's gonna get the most out of him, and he's gonna be doing some things this year. So I think I just wanted to cover that. By the way, I love you, Lou B. Man, Lou B, you are if you could, but I think you sleeping on who the Eagles are, dude. That GM is a shark. That dude is a piranha. He is just vicious. You talk about a vicious GM, yo. He is one of the nastiest ones out there. I don't see him. Although I would love to see some Tanner McKee here because 6'6" looks good, and that would be great. You know what I mean? And that'd be a nice thing. And then get a rookie with him. Oh, that would be real nice. And some people don't want it, but I still want the dude from Penn State, Drew Allen, bro. I still think he's got something in the tank.
He's throwing on Saturday, let's see what he's got, Devin.
He gonna sit. Just let him sit and learn, man. I think that's gonna be something we could put in the pipeline. But yeah, man, I'm just glad that I got on here to chop up with you, Woody. I love my boy, BG. I get to check in with him once in a while, but I never get to check in with you, Woody. And though we don't always see eye to eye again, and we are the same thing in the end, man. And I appreciate your perspective, bro. Damn.
I appreciate y'all. I appreciate that big time because that's not always what I see in the comments. Is not for you, obviously, like somebody, So I definitely appreciate that big time. And we had a great time at the tailgate. I remember,
absolutely.
We'll see you back this year, D.
I'm looking forward to it, bro. Bro, I'm looking forwed to it, man.
Absolutely.
No game. I'm going to that game.
call-in episodes. So because I do appreciate the call-ins like in the afternoon. Like so, we definitely we'll be back at it.
You guys have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you taking my call, man.
Of course.
Yeah.
There he is, Devin, aka DNY for life. Let's give him one of these. Man, Wudi, I don't know what your expectations were when we opened up the phone lines for the first time in the afternoon, but wow, overwhelming. 90-minute episode of Boy Green Meets Wudi. Thanks to all the fans. Again, if you guys enjoyed the show, you had a laugh, some informational, whatever the case happens to be, the way you can give back to me and Wudi is for free. The best way to do it. Again, I appreciate the people that dip into their pockets for memberships and super chats. That's super cool. The free way is just liking the video here on YouTube. So again, youtube.com/@BoyGreen25 or Take Flight Talk. Make sure you show your show all the love in the world right there on the screen for our guy James Wudi. And no matter where you're watching, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, we appreciate you. So awesome, fun show. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I'm going to dive into the NFL Combine coverage and finish all those interviews for the Jets Titans interviews that we chopped up. I'm just going to post them all. So we'll get that out to you guys as well. So yeah, we're going to have a lot of info.
Yeah, we are passionate about our team, all of us, and I think that's something that you could always appreciate. I feel like Devin, said it best. Ending with his take, I feel like was the best way to end it. That no matter how we feel, I've seen so many comments, feeling one way about one person, one way about another person, but we all want the same thing. Hopefully, all want the same thing at the end, and that's for the New York Jets to play meaningful games in January. Dare I say February? Come on now, let's make things happen. So seeing that passion play out, it's always nice to remember that when we out here talking with our peers. But we're gonna keep up with the coverage, keep up with the info. And it is just about time to get my guy in the building. None other than Mr. Ryan Roberts. My God. Whew, this guy's a walking encyclopedia. If you Gen Z, Wikipedia, my man's, he got all the info. And it's getting to be that time. So we are in for a very informative March and April.
For sure. Let me make sure there's not breaking news, I guess, happening here. Let me just see. Oh, so cool nugget here. Thank you to Jared B, our moderator, for putting this out. So I won't be able to get the image on the screen in time, but Carl Dunbar, our defensive line coach, is at the combine working with all the defensive linemen and running the drills in Indianapolis for the combine happening right now, the defensive linemen and linebackers. So shout out to Jared B for sending that along here. And so anywho, I have always talked about this. Touch points. You want to interact with these players as many times as possible. Senior Bowl, Pro Day, Combine. Know as much information. I want information overload. How does this guy treat the staff, like in between drills? Is he a jerk? Is he this? What's the football? What's the this? A full analysis. So thank you to Jared B. And shout out to Optimistic Jets, who tweeted that out as he's watching the Combine coverage. That's super cool on, again, Carl Dunbar. So thank you to Jared B., who's always moderating the chat. And a shout out here from MFC, who's getting a Wudi chant going on.
Wow.
Come on now, MFC. Beautiful. I'll add that to your total MFC. You are now up to 14 raffle tickets so far this month. So thank you very much. All right, Wudi, actually, we have one last caller. Can we squeeze that in?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. It's James, baby. What's up, James?
Wudi, rocking everywhere. BJ, what's good, boys? Listen, I love this. I don't like it. I love it. Obviously, we're moving more towards the 3-4. We're gonna do a mix of everything, but I think it's gonna be a base 3-4. This guy, 24 years old, 366 pounds. I think he's probably gonna drop like 7 to 8. We need him a little bit slimmer, but him, Harrison Phillips, Jawan Briggs. What? You're not running. You're not coming up the middle. You are not. It's not happening. Game over. It's a wrap. I love this move so much, bro. I'm gonna miss Jermaine, but he didn't It's not fitting the scheme. And listen, if this is his superpower, then, well, if it's a superpower, then it's going to be a superpower, boys. I got to go. I got to make a call for work, but I just wanted to get on, bro.
Appreciate you, James.
Passion palpable, energy palpable. Wow, what a way to end. Thank you for that exclamation point. So thank you everybody for tuning in again. The way you guys can show your love is if you're leaving, whether you're watching live or after the fact, hit that like button, hit subscribe, help get Wudi to 500 subscribers, get me to 8,400, baby, and let's keep showing your support. Again, depending on when you're listening to this, I'm going to have 3 interviews go up on Jets Titans. I have it from a film junkie. I've got it from an insider. I've got it from a reporter. 3 people all said yes. I was only looking for 1. I got a 3. I went to a Taco Bell. Whoa, 3 tacos are in here. All right. Pleasant surprise. So, folks, enjoy all of the activity and take care. Take advantage. So we'll be posting all that. Wudi, awesome stuff, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Always a great time. And come on now, Jets, Jets, baby.
There you go. Peace out, everybody.